What's up? What's good? What's poppin'? What's cracking? What's percolating? What's really good in the hood? It is your man, Theo Butler. And yeah, y'all already see the title. Let's talk about racism. Let's talk about it. Before we begin, if you know me, grow me, sharing is caring. So like, share, subscribe, comment. If you like it, leave a comment. If you don't like it, leave a constructive comment. Today's inspiration comes from from the fifth column. I actually follow him, and he did a video on racism. And actually, it's like, let's talk about how black people should respond to racism. A brother actually wrote him. So in a lot of the videos that I do, whether we talking superheroes, sports, whatever, racism is indirectly referenced. So I wanted to do a video where I reference it directly. 53-year-old male, born in Bronx, New York, raised in Atlanta, Georgia, graduated from high school in Camilla, Georgia, spent 6 years in Memphis, Tennessee, spent a year in Okinawa, Japan, has been in Florida since then. Oh, what you got? I don't want to be like somebody standing in front of a church. I Am Not Your Negro. Academy Award winning nominee, 2016 Best Documentary Feature, written by James Baldwin, with the voice of Samuel L. Jackson. One of the best movies you are likely to see this year, if you saw it. Joined the Marine Corps, 6 years, honorably discharged. And you would like to think that would be the end all say all. It's not. I've actually been called the N-word as a term of endearment by a white guy. He actually used it in this proper context. He used the proper spelling, proper pronunciation, proper usage. I tell black people that story, they be like, man, you should have fought him. What for? And then y'all say it's a term of endearment. But now I've actually had people use that word towards me that looked like me, looked like him. Didn't use it as a term of endearment. They used it in the way in which it was introduced to us here in America. Disrespectful, negatively, insulting, belittling. Yes, black folks, we use that word too, in the same manner in which racists use it. You know what it's like growing up to know that there's a group of people, and they're being born every day that don't like you just for the pigmentation of your skin. Will tolerate you and accept you as long as you play sports or do something that entertains them. But as soon as the curtain closes or the lights go down, your life is of no more value. If they don't recognize you when they see you out in the street, we talked about Trayvon Martin, and plenty of you know I'm still mad about Trayvon Martin, and plenty of y'all know that if I ever see George Zimmerman, I'm probably going to jail that day. But you know, I can't imagine something like that happening to a white boy, to a young white male, to a young Caucasian adolescent male. I don't see that happening to him. I don't. Same thing with Ahmaud Arbery. I don't see that happening either. I definitely don't see the response of the town in which they just sit around and do absolutely nothing. I just don't. I can't imagine a white woman being murdered in a home in the same manner in which Breonna Taylor was murdered and there not be a national uproar. I just can't. A young female cop, police officer, Caucasian, drunkenly went into the wrong apartment and murdered a man on his sofa while he played video games and ate ice cream. She was a cop. She murdered him. She got the benefit of the doubt. So much so to the point where that man's mother forgave her. So did the black judge. Gave her a Bible and told her it was going to be okay. I can't imagine a black cop getting the same benefit of the doubt. And actually, there was a black cop who killed an innocent white woman, and he didn't get none of that. When I look at how we portray Elvis Presley and Jerry Lee Lewis and how we spent, and I don't want to say spent because that's wrong, but when I look at what Jerry Lee Lewis did and what Elvis Presley did, and then I look at R. Kelly and I look at Michael Jackson, it's two different portrayals there. It's two different narratives there. Even when we talk about Harvey Weinstein and Bill Cosby, it's two different narratives. I'm of the mindset them narratives should be the same, but they're not. I watched America lose her mind when Colin Kaepernick took a knee. And I said way too many times, he should have never had a reason to take a knee. Do you know what way too many of us did? Focused on him taking a knee. Some of us who never served in the military had the audacity to say that he was disrespecting the veterans and the national anthem. When truth be told, and the American flag, when truth be told, we disrespect that national anthem on a regular basis. We disrespect the American flag on a regular basis. I actually got cussed out about that one because I pointed out to somebody, you're not even obeying the U.S. flag code your damn self. The U.S. flag code, which every member of the military has to learn. The U.S. flag code, which every Girl Scout, Boy Scout, Cub Scout, Weeblo Scout, cadet has to learn. We know it. We know what's truly disrespectful to the flag. And way too many of us veterans did this when Colin took a knee. But Colin's not in the NFL right now. And we know it's wrong. We know it's just as wrong as those who going to come on here and say he shouldn't have protested, but can never tell a black person how to protest properly. I'm 53 years old, and not even a black person can tell me how a black person should protest. I know I've asked. I've asked white people who are racist, how can a black person protest? They can't tell me. It's not the protest. It never has been. But we know that. In America, we know we have a problem. That problem has went on far too long for this to be the so-called most civilized country in the world. Racism prevents people who aren't racist on various sides of the fence from having an honest conversation about racism. As Bo alluded to, the black male to a degree is muted. Anything we say that points out racism can easily be flipped against us and that narrative be believed. So what do you do as a black man in America dealing with racism? Indirectly, directly. How do you navigate the waters to know who's real and who's not? As my friend Sterling Stevenson once told me, he said, Theo, if I had anything to say about you, if I could say one good thing about you, the first thing that comes to my mind when it's you, is you don't meet strangers. I don't. I have been raised to be diverse enough. My life experiences have made me diverse enough to understand that a friend is a friend and an enemy is an enemy regardless of the skin, religion, political beliefs, gender, sexual orientation that person claims. A friend is a friend and an enemy is an enemy. That's the compass that I use to navigate racism in this country. So did I answer the question how a black man is supposed to deal with racism in this country? No, I didn't. Because truth be told, it's not on the black man to handle racism in America. It never has been. It's been on America to handle racism. And America is perfectly fine not handling racism because that means she has to hold herself accountable. And if I look at America and I say she's a living, breathing country of her own, then she suffers from the same issues that human beings suffer from. She don't know how to hold herself accountable. She's reluctant to say that she was wrong. She's going to be reluctant to apologize for it, and she's going to be reluctant to do anything about it. That's what that is. That's my wife. She just got in from a hard day work, so I'm finna end this video. But whether you agree, whether you disagree with the video, I'm gonna be honest with you. I really don't give two damns. And the reason why I don't give two damns is because, as Sterling Stevenson said, I don't meet strangers. So if you find yourself on the wrong side of me, you did every damn thing you could to get there. And I'm perfectly fine leaving you over there, whether you look like me or not. I ain't saying, I'm just saying, listen. Get out of whether or not somebody looks like you, talks like you, preaches like you, sleeps like you. Get out of that. That's an awfully judgmental mindset, and it becomes dangerously close to being something that you're not. The ultimate judge, you're not. You're not. None of us are. Live your life to the fullest and be great. And people that you don't like their lifestyle, you ain't got to talk about them. You ain't got to drag them. Just don't deal with them. Don't associate with them. Don't fool with them. Don't do anything that they do. For example, Lil Nas X. Y'all and y'all feelings about Lil Nas X. Me? I ain't saying, I'm just saying. Peace.